Hi, my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Books and Beaches. So, my setup has changed just ever so slightly because I just finished moving. So, it has been quite the process. I had to pack up all of my books and then unpack them, resort them, and I'm still kind of adjusting and figuring out, what my setup is going to look like here. So, it doesn't look a lot different than what it did in my apartment, but yeah, I'm just slowly adjusting and slowly figuring things out. But I think for the most part, we're at where we're at. So it has been a long time since I have done a book haul. I want to say I maybe did one. I know I did one at the beginning of 2025 and maybe possibly one in the spring. And so I have an average sized pile of books here that I need to haul for you that are soon going to be in my shelves. And one of the cool things that I actually did when I moved is I had a library scanner, and I learned about this website. I think it was from Gwen. I believe her channel name is Gwendolyn Kissinger. I'll make sure I'll link her below. And she was talking about this site called Libib, I believe. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it allowed me to scan all of my books into like a digital library. Now, I already had a spreadsheet set up of all of my books because I keep track of who's borrowing them and where they're going. But I am super, super excited to kind of experiment with Libib because Gwen was the first one I had heard talk about it. So I have already scanned all these books in, but I am here to share them with you. So to start us off, this book is gorgeous. I had to order this edition from Barnes & Noble, and that is Abby Jimenez's new book, Say You'll Remember Me. I am in the process of reading this right now. I'm listening to the audiobook, which is fantastic because we have dual narrators, which I love because about every other chapter switches between our female main character and our male main character. But yeah, this book is so gorgeous, and these end pages were for sure, what caught my eye with the Barnes & Noble edition. What would make it even better is if it had, spray painted edges, but it doesn't. And I do have a fun beachy bookmark in there right now. But so excited to, get more into that one because I have loved, I think, everything that Abby Jimenez has written. My book of the month, and this was for June, I picked Julie Clark's The Ghostwriter. And I want to say because the book I actually wanted, which of course is downstairs because I've already read it and I gave it to my dad to read. I really wanted the S.A. Cosby book. And so I want to say that one was an add-on, if I'm not mistaken. I probably can't remember. It's been a long month and June's not even over yet. But so I picked up this one so that I can make sure I had that one in my box. I'll link the cover of that one here. Because like I said, I'm letting my dad read it already. But I wanted to pick this one up. And of course, I've already ripped a page in there, but of course I forgot to use my birthday credit in June. And so I was like, oh no. So book of the month is amazing and it's going to let me use it in July because, but yes, June was my birthday. So, which is why I, gifted myself some of these books. This next one is an influence from Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library. And that is the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Now, Lindsay was talking about this, I want to say in one of the lives that she did, whether it was one that I did with her or that she was doing with Sarah, I cannot remember, but she was talking about this book and I forget that my iPad's in here and so you can hear my text messages. But one, I love this cover. It's like, I don't know, textured, but if you're a person that is like afraid of little dots, this is not going to be the cover for you. But Lindsay said this is basically like teaching you how to think about things. And so it even quotes on the back, it says, 2 simple words will change how you think about your entire life. There's a better way to live by letting other people live their lives and you finally get to live yours. So, let them would be the 2 words. So I will probably pick this up sooner than later. All right, one that I am sure a lot of people have been hauling lately, and I'm actually probably a little late to the game because I think this came out in April. Maybe be me, is Emily Henry's Great Big Beautiful Life. I have not read this yet. I will probably listen to this one because it is Julia Whalen that does this narration. So that one is on my list for this summer. I've been reading a lot of thrillers this summer, but at the same time, I've been throwing a lot more like contemporary romance like this in because that's just what I want to read. I went to the beach yesterday and although I love reading thrillers and people make fun of me because I read thrillers while I'm camping, when I'm at the beach, I want to pick up something like this. And so this is Emily Henry's newest one. I believe I even talked about it in one of my new releases videos, but had to pick that one up. Then one that I have been hearing so much about, I had a cousin tell me about this. I want to say it was back at my brother's wedding. I believe Jen from The Bookish Blonde has told me about this book. And so I was super intrigued. And a while back, Amazon was doing like a BOGO 50% deal. And so I picked up Broken Country, and this is by Claire Leslie Hall. Now, I have not read anything by Claire Leslie Hall. I don't even know much about this book, but everybody that I've heard that has read this is raving about it. So, and there's a lot of great people quoting it on the back, but a quote in here, it says, "The farmer is dead. He is dead, and all anyone wants to know is who killed him." So I am thinking this might be not necessarily thriller, but maybe mystery, maybe a little bit more on the literary side. Oh, and it says it's going to be a sweeping love story with the pace and twists of a thriller. So there's that one. Ooh, and I just realized the regular cover is bright yellow. So that's super fun for summer. All right. After that, another one that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I actually, because I'm so intrigued to read this one, and I think it was one of, I want to say it was Barnes & Noble's best book of the year last year. Two of us voted for it to try to be one of our next book club books, but we didn't win. We did the whole, like, this is what we're not reading, this is what we're not reading. And so anyways, this is James, and this is by Percival Everett. Yeah, so it was part of the 10 best books of 2024. It is the National Book Award winner, and I want to say it won something with Barnes & Noble. So I've been hearing a lot about this. I've seen a lot of people read it and really, really enjoy it. I believe it is, yeah, it's reimagining the adventures of Huckleberry Finn, both harrowing and ferociously funny, told from the enslaved Jim's point of view. So I thought it was being interesting to want to pick up, and if it's winning all of these awards, like, you gotta pick it up. So another one that should be no surprise whatsoever, because I think this is probably one of many people's most anticipated books of the summer. It was for sure for me, and that is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love TJR, like, so much. So much, in fact, that I think, yeah, this shelf behind all these stack books is just all of the Taylor Jenkins Reid books that I own. And so I was so excited to pick this one up. This one will be on my TBR this summer. Hopefully I'll be able to fit it into, you know, the Booked for Summer game that Jen and I are playing, which I've been falling a little bit behind on just because of the whole moving process, but I cannot wait to pick this one up. I'm almost positive this is another Julia Whelan narrated one, but I want to say this one might be a full audiobook cast, similar to how they did Daisy Jones and the Sixth. And that is a book that I recommend so many people start with as an audiobook. So if this one is going to be like that, yes, please. So I don't even know a lot about this one. I don't need to know a lot about this one. When it's Taylor Jenkins Reid, automatically buy it. All right, after that, I picked up this book, and this is a series that I started reading a couple years ago because a coworker recommended the first book to me, and I believe it's more YA, but it is a heavy YA, so it's one of those YAs that, you know, take with a grain of salt, or, you know, suggesting it to someone that you know can handle it. And this is the third book in this series, and this is The Survivor Wants to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Now, the first two books, as I'm looking, of course I can't remember where I put them. I think the first one is They Both Die at the End, and the second one is The First to Die at the End, now that I see them over here. And so this is book 3. I had no idea this book was as much of a chunker as it is. Let's see, yeah, this is over 700 pages. I mean, this is a book, but I'm super excited. I really enjoyed the first two books. The first one, I think the best way to put it is you get a call on the day that you're going to die, and you don't know when, you don't know how, but you're going to get a call at the beginning of that day. And there is an app that you can go on and, like, get support. So if you are part of, like, the people that are going to die that day, you get the support that you need. And so this is book 3. I don't want to tell you too much more. I'm probably gonna have to give myself a refresh because I don't even remember what happened in book 2, but couldn't wait to pick that one up. But I'm still shocked how big it is. All right, and then last but certainly not, just kidding. This is not last but certainly not least. These are just the ones I got myself. I picked up Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Santanto. I love Jessie Q. Santanto. I have read her YA. I have read her thrillers. I have read more of her, like, cozy mystery side of things, because she also wrote the Dial A for Auntie series, which I loved. This is going to be our book club pick. I couldn't tell you what month, but it is coming up, and so I picked it up. But I'm looking forward to it. I've heard really good things about this one. I think this woman, like, witnesses a murder in her tea shop, and so she tries to go about solving it. So yeah, I needed it for book club, so there it is. All right, these next couple books were so kindly gifted to me from Jen at the Book Salon for my birthday. And she tricked me. She tricked me because she was on vacation and was asking for my Amazon wishlist link. And I was like, no, girl, you are on vacation. Like, go enjoy the lake. Like, do not, my birthday's not that big of a deal, right? And so, tricky, she texts Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library and said, hey, I need Amber's Amazon wish link. Anyways, Lindsay texted me. I was like, why do you need it? Even though I kind of had a figure. So she got it through Lindsay and whatever. So long story short, she gifted me When She Was Me by Marley Bush. Now, I had this as an ARC from Neck Alley, and I think I started it, and it was one of those, like, when you start a book and then you just get really busy and you put it to the wayside. I was super interested in it, and I just forgot about it. So I cannot wait to pick this one up. I think Jen said she has a copy of this one too, so it's a possible buddy read for us. And I can't remember if this was her debut or not. I'd have to double check, but I'm so excited to have this on my shelves and actually go ahead and finish it. So, and then Jen also got me, oh my gosh, this book is gorgeous. And I had no idea this book was gonna be gorgeous. It was one of those I threw on my wish list, but it is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. But seriously, look at these edges. Oh my gosh. Like, I had no idea. So I opened the package and I was like, and what a perfect book for summer. And I wanna say Jen has this one too. So she said we could buddy read this one. So Jen, I'm looking at you, but what a perfect book for summer. I have read a few Megan Quinns and they're spicy, don't get me wrong. And sometimes it's not that I mind spice, but because I am definitely not like, I don't need to be closed door, but sometimes the way they describe things, I'm like, okay. So that could be with this one because we have a book club member that like loves Megan Quinn and loves all that spice. So, but I'm looking forward to this one, and I mean, absolutely gorgeous. And then Jen also picked me up a reading journal, and let me just see, it might be in my backpack here. I think it is. I don't want to miss it. Oh yeah, that's right. So it was this gorgeous reading journal. I had thrown it on in my Amazon cart on a whim because I just like finding all different kinds of ways to track my books. But this one is so cool because it's got like, it's basically like Goodreads on paper, which I like tracking my books in multiple ways, but then it has a whole page to take notes on it, which I thought was really neat because a lot of times I'll be sitting here talking to you guys during my book reviews and totally forget some of the details, including the main character's name. So I thought this would be kind of a unique idea to, you know, take some more notes, maybe for my YouTube content. So that is all the books that have come into my life as of recently. It's a pretty good pile, but I am so thankful for Jen and things that she sent me and just all of the fun and exciting things that I have, you know, to read this summer. So if you like this video, feel free to like and comment below. If you are not feeling super commenty, you can always just leave a good stack of books because this was a book haul, and why not? And all of those comments do help my channel, of course. But as always, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.